Since the beginning of the full-scale war in Ukraine, 1993 children have died.
А зараз, шановні пані та панове, я прошу вас заплющити очі та прислухатись.
And now, dear ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to close your eyes and listen.
Чуєте? Це кричать у предсмертній агонії від страшного болю троє маленьких дітей.
3 children are screaming in dying agony from terrible pain.
This means that an average of 2 children die in Ukraine every day. These are only the figures confirmed by the UN.
Троє маленьких дітей, які палають.
3 small children on fire.
The real number of victims is much higher and, according to unofficial data, reaches 10,000.
Почуйте нас. Почуйте нас.
Почуйте нас.
Hear us.
Hear us.
Hear us.
Нас, представників творчої команди, яка створила ось цю книжку «Абетку моєї країни України», що розповідає світовій спільноті про нашу батьківщину.
We, the members of the creative team that created this book. The alphabet of my country, Ukraine, which tells the world community about our homeland.
Це вже третє видання нашої абетки, яке було створено та випущено в надзвичайно важких умовах війни.
This is the third edition of our ABC, which was created and produced under unusually difficult conditions. In the conditions of war.
Это просто непередаваемый страх, шок, это просто, это было ужасно.
This is an indescribable fear. It was just a shock. It was terrible.
Мы сразу же выбежали, и я начала кричать всем, кто жив, кто нет. Мальчик с первого этажа просил помощи.
We immediately ran out and I started shouting who was alive and who was not. A boy from the first floor was asking for help.
Пустилась к нему, пыталась помочь ему с его мамой. Мама вся в крови лежала.
I went down to him and tried to help him with his mother. His mother was covered in blood.
Тетя Наташа с первого этажа, мама Макса, к сожалению, умерла, царство ей небесное.
Aunt Natalia from the first floor, Max's mother, unfortunately, passed away. May she rest in peace.
Ми починаємо будувати світ без війни.
We are starting to build a world without war. We start building a world without war with the International Peace Relay, which we launch on June 1st, International Children's Day, by presenting the third edition of our ABCs of My Country Ukraine to children from different countries. We are starting the International Peace Relay by handing over books about Ukraine created by Ukrainian children to the UNICEF International Children's Fund for distribution among children in the countries of the United Nations.
Тож починаємо будувати світ без війни.
We are starting to build a world without war. We start building a world without war with online communication between children from different countries to discuss issues of global security and the future of the world community. And all this under the slogan, if children from different countries of the world start being friends from childhood, when they become adults, they will definitely be able to build a world where there is no horrible word, war.
Починаємо будувати світ без війни.
We are starting to build a world without war. We start by following the main principles of our international initiative. Overcome evil with good, cruelty with humanity, hatred with love. In other words, by following the commandments of our Lord, which are the foundation of our activities.
The project was implemented in the format of Program Pedagogy of Peace of Prihoriyskovorota Kharkiv National Pedagogical University, a partner of the international initiative Start Building a World Without War.
Тож починаємо будувати світ без війни.
The participants of the third edition of the Alphabet of My Country Ukraine are children of military personnel who are currently at the front. As well as children of doctors, rescuers, and volunteers who are defending Ukraine in the rear on the second front of this war. The project's partners were the hero of Ukraine, Colonel of the Armed Forces of Ukraine Pavlo Fedosenko, commander of the unit that liberated Kharkiv region from the Russian occupier in 2022. As well as the hero of Ukraine, military surgeon, head of the hospital in the eastern region, Colonel of the Medical Service Eduard Koroshan, who saved the lives of dozens of Ukrainian defenders. The events of the International Peace Relay in the EU countries are held with the support of Artem Vasilenko, a partner of the international initiative, Starting to Build a World Without War.
Artem Vasilenko, European Judo Champion. In the early days of Russian aggression against Ukraine, he was one of the founders and leaders of the Second Front Humanitarian and Volunteer Center, which provided food to more than 1,000 residents of the most dangerous areas of Kharkiv every day under fire. He also provided humanitarian assistance to the Ukrainian armed forces at the front line, which sometimes resulted in participation in clashes with the Russian occupiers. Since the spring of 2022, Artem has been one of the leaders of the initiative Starting to Build a World Without War, with whose help the project's work with children continued even during the war in Ukraine.
Let's start building a world without war together. Join us.
Починаємо будувати світ без війни.
Let's start building a world without war. Like, subscribe to our channel and join us.